Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. Welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. How is my community? I want to wish you all a happy new year as we get closer to the new year. What a bizarre year this has been. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. Welcome to my channel. I want you to know that I greatly appreciate you. We put out a lot of content on this channel. When you get a moment, you should check out all the playlists. There are many, many different playlists on our channel. You'll learn a lot of information about financial freedom, about managing your money. Most importantly, you learn information about the country, politics, about the economy, and about your money. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is not just a stimulus updates channel or an unemployment benefits channel. In fact, I'm going to be releasing a lot of information that will allow you to make more money, that will allow you to explore new career opportunities. In fact, there is a playlist on our channel called the New Career Opportunities playlist. Honestly, you should make Ignition Time, which is our channel, you should make Ignition Time your hub, sort of your centerpiece for information designed to get you to the next level financially. One of the problems with our current environment is, honestly, I believe conservative outlets are too conservative, liberal outlets are too liberal, and the goal of the Ignition Time channel is to present you with something that is normal, that is balanced, and then you can make the decision for yourself about where you stand. Because we are in a climate where oftentimes it's hard to believe, it's hard to know what to believe, and the goal of the Ignition Time channel is to try and solve that problem. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time, and I do have some good news as far as stimulus news and unemployment benefits are concerned. So let's just jump right in. I'm actually going to show you uh, a message about a new indication from President-elect Joe Biden and his support for the $2,000 stimulus checks. I'm going to talk to you about that. Then I'll tell you what the Democrats are up to. It is widely expected that the Democrats are actually going to pass the $2,000 stimulus check on the floor of the House. And also, this is the big one. I'm going to share some big news that was just released by the US Department of Labor about the $300 a week. One of the biggest concerns that was associated with the president's delayed signing of the stimulus bill was that 1 week that there would be a gap in the $300 a week in the PUA program and the PEUC program. And I have good news for you about that. So we'll cover all of that. Again, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for being a viewer and a subscriber. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time, and I'm about to give you all these three pieces of news right now. All I ask if you learn something new from this video. It's a very small ask from me. If you do learn something new from this video, please click the like button. I mean, you can comment below. One of the things I'm very proud about is our community. Our community is very bipartisan. It's growing rapidly. And I believe our community consists of individuals who, want to hear both sides. And that is one of the things I'm personally very proud about. So all I ask is you please click the like button. Please click subscribe. Please enable notifications if you learn something new from this video. Also, please share this video with a friend or family member. All I ask from you is that you share this video with 2 friends or family members. So, with that being said, let me tell you what's going on. It is very clear. In fact, President-elect Joe Biden did a press conference today, and when he was stepping off the stage, he was specifically asked by an NBC News correspondent whether he supported the $2,000 stimulus checks, and he said yes. So we've known this, but this is now starting to get more and more significant because President Trump, has essentially started this dialogue and made it a talking point. See, the interesting thing about President Trump is that when he became president back in 2016, when he won the election in 2016, he created issues out of things that most people were not discussing. Immigration and the border wall became a big issue. We weren't really discussing immigration and the border wall at the start of 2016. Now, at the end of 2020, start of 2021, the big issue is going to be the National Defense Authorization Act, Section 230, whether these big tech giants are censoring conservative media, and also the $2,000 stimulus check. So the interesting thing about President Trump is he uses his network, his capabilities to essentially create essentially a focus, if you will, on certain issues. And President-elect Biden has said that he supports a $2,000 stimulus checks. Now, before I show you that comment from President-elect Biden, I want to say something super important. From a political standpoint, for President Trump, let's say the $2,000 stimulus checks happen now. When I say now, I mean this week. By the way, the cost of the $600 stimulus checks was about $164 billion out of the $900 billion package. If the checks went from $600 to $2,000, okay, that cost is going to be $464 billion. So we jump from about 160 to about 460 to go from $600 stimulus checks to $2,000 stimulus checks. Just to give everybody a sense of sort of a perspective, the whole bill is $2.3 trillion. It's $1,000 billion to have $1 trillion, because a billion has 9 zeros, a trillion has 12 zeros. So $160 billion for $600 stimulus checks, $464 billion for $2,000 stimulus checks in a $2.3 trillion bill. Now, I want you to judge this for yourself, and you can decide whether this makes sense, whether there should be $2,000 stimulus checks or not. Super interesting. Also, I believe from a political standpoint, if the $2,000 stimulus checks happen now, meaning if by some stroke of sheer willpower from the president or sheer political force, the Senate passes it, the president gets to take credit for it. If President-elect Joe Biden passes the $2,000 stimulus checks, what do you think President Trump's going to say? You know what he's going to say? He's going to say it was my idea. That is the end game here, everybody, because a lot of times, many individuals see what is in front of them. I'm trying to present to you what lies many moves ahead, many steps ahead. By the way, speaking of many moves ahead and many steps ahead, I want to let my community know that I liquidated most of my stock market positions. I am now primarily cash. I have liquidated most of my stock market position. You're like, whoa, why? Why? The stock market's going up. My response is, let it. I don't care. Because the stock market is at an all-time high right now. Everybody believes that it'll continue to go higher. It might. But I am the kind of investor that tends to get nervous when everybody else is drunk on their own drugs, addicted to their own drugs. And I'm the kind of investor that invests when I sense that there's blood in the water. So I have liquidated most of my stock market positions because, and guys, I don't care if the stock market goes up from here. I've done quite well with my stocks, but again, I have liquidated most of my positions. And in case you guys want to know what I invest in, 3 of my biggest positions: Apple, Bank of America, that's number 2. You ready for the third one? Can I keep you in suspense? I invest in a stock called Virgin Galactic. That is one of my big holdings because I do believe that the future lies in space. I actually have a belief that at one point in the future, there'll be some of us who live here and others who live up there. Now, when I say one point in the future, probably 100 years. You're not going to be around at that time, and probably neither am I. But I am bullish on space. So anyway, let's just jump right in, everybody. Here's a tweet on your screen from Geoff Bennett. And Geoff is an NBC News correspondent. He said he asked President-elect Biden if President-elect Biden supports the $2,000 direct payments to Americans. And President-elect Biden said that he does as he walked off the stage. So that is significant. Also, let's take a look at this comment, this reporting from Heather Cagle, who's a Politico co-congressional bureau chief. And Heather actually reported that the House will kick off the debate. This is interesting, everybody. The House will kick off the debate on the stimulus bill at 4 o'clock East Coast time, which means it's already begun. And they're going to vote at 5 o'clock East Coast time, everybody. So the current plan is to try and pass it with a 2/3 majority, which means it goes straight. If they do pass it with a 2/3 majority in the House, it goes straight to the Senate, the $2,000 stimulus check. I don't see this passing the Senate at this moment in time unless something dramatic happens. So I'm not very confident that the $2,000 stimulus checks will pass in a Republican-led Senate. So I do want our viewers and subscribers to be aware about that. And so the current plan is to pass it. But if that fails, rules will meet and House will reconvene later tonight and vote again. So at some point today, it is expected that the House will pass at some point today. It is expected that the House will pass the $2,000 stimulus check. So think about this. If the House passes the $2,000 stimulus check and it goes forward in the Senate, President Trump can say, I did it. If the House passes the package, it does not go forward in the Senate. The president can say, I tried, don't blame me, blame Mitch. Okay? If the House passes it and it's dead in the Senate on arrival, which looks likely right now, and if the Republicans lose control of the Senate and Democrats regain control of the Senate, and then a couple of months later, there's a $2,000 stimulus check passed. President Trump will say, "I'm the one who pushed for this, and I'm the one who made this happen." So politically, this is an interesting calculation about with the moves. But again, honestly, my personal opinion, this should all have been discussed a while back. This should have been planned. The whole scorched earth policy. I don't know how many of us can take any more stress right now. If the House, Heather reported that if the House has to pass the bill under a rule, needs just a simple majority for passage, and there will be a majority. But that means it'll be late at night doing all this. It will get done. And Ro Khanna, who's a Democrat from California, said, "I'm glad we are finally having a vote tomorrow." He said this yesterday. "I'm glad we are finally having a vote tomorrow on the two." Let me show you. I'm glad we are finally having a vote tomorrow, right here. Ro Khanna's tweet is here. "I'm glad we are finally having a vote tomorrow on the $2,000 stimulus. The question remains," Ro writes, "why we didn't have this vote in March when Tim Ryan and I proposed this. This is a lesson. It should not require permission from Trump or Republicans to vote on and push for bold policies." So pretty interesting stuff right there, everybody. And now let me give you all the good news. Are you ready for some good news? Guys, give me some comments down below. Give me some comments and say, "I'm ready for some good news." Let me hear it, guys. Let me see it. Let me see it. Come on. Say, "I'm ready for some good news." So here is the good news. The New Jersey Department of Labor just heard from the United States Department of Labor that if you're on the PUA program or the PEUC program, you will continue to receive benefits without a gap or without a lag. There will be no lapse week. If you're on the PUA program or the PEUC program, the United States Department of Labor. By the way, I'll provide you all with a link to this tweet in the description section below so you can check it out for yourself. By the way, if you think this earns me a subscription from you, please click the subscribe button. Please enable notifications. You'll get instant updates from our channel. This channel is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. So let's get back here. The New Jersey Labor Department said that they heard from the United States Department of Labor that if you're on the PUA program, which by the way is now going to continue for an additional 11 weeks, which was supposed to end it should have ended by now, pending any congressional legislation for extension, which has happened, and the president has signed it. So the PUA program goes from 39 weeks to 50 weeks through the 14th of March. The good news is that according to the United States Department of Labor, you'll continue getting benefits without a gap or without a lag. There will be no lapse week. So that's number one. If you're on the PEUC program, everybody, if you're on the PEUC program, which is the 13-week extension, what that means is it'll essentially, that 13-week extension, by the way, was supposed to have ended by now, but that is also going to continue through March 14. Now let me be clear about something, folks. Your state still has to do the necessary updates, do the necessary changes to their computer system. So I do want our viewers and subscribers to understand that if you have any specific questions about benefits, I would recommend that you check with your state, and I do believe that your state will be able to give you more guidelines. So I just want to be clear. This, by the way, is more proof that the $2,000 stimulus check is unlikely to happen, everybody. I'll show you a tweet on your screen from Jake Sherman over at Politico, who just reported that Kevin Brady, the top Republican on Ways and Means, is against the $2,000 stimulus check. So, like I mentioned earlier, everybody, the Democrats will pass it. The Republicans will most likely not let it go through. And, the president is going to be able to say, hey, I pushed for it, don't blame me. And if it does indeed get passed, he's going to say it was his idea. So this is the political calculation about everything that's going on right now. But guys, that is the good news. The good news is that the PUA benefits and the PEUC benefits, according to the United States Department of Labor, are indeed going to continue. And also the other bit of good news is that Michelle Evermore, who's the unemployment benefits expert, has said that she's starting to hear this from more and more states. She's starting to hear from more and more states, including not just New Jersey, but also Maine and Rhode Island. So good news is coming in, folks. It looks like the benefits will continue because, technically the end date in the CARES Act was the 31st of March. So I think this sort of creates that gray area where the US Department of Labor has said, let's just do it. There's no need for Congress to do an amendment or pass a new bill about, the gap or the lag. So again, by the way, when you're contacting your state, show them this tweet and let them know. And by the way, you'll get a link to this tweet in the description section below. Tell them that according to the US Department of Labor, claimants receiving PUA, PEUC will continue to receive benefits without a gap or a lag. So this, by the way, came from New Jersey. So that was from New Jersey. But again, the US Department of Labor is the agency that governs the unemployment benefits. So let your state know, hey, there's supposed to be no gap or no lag to PUA and the PUC, and that, everybody, is the good news. So that's it, everybody. I appreciate you all. And I am going to be releasing some very important videos today on our channel about how to make more money, how to save money, how to invest money, what's been going on. The president has received some criticism from the New York Post and other publications. I'll talk to you about what's exactly in the stimulus package. So definitely subscribe to our channel and also enable notifications so you get those updates going forward. So that's it, everybody. I hope you learned something new from the video. Please comment below. Let me know what you think. I'm looking forward to engaging with you. I appreciate you all, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I really appreciate you watching. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video right here. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. Now, keep in mind, I do not have a crystal ball. You see that? I do not have a crystal ball, so I can't make predictions about the future, but I can tell you how to plan for the future. I can tell you how to understand things that are happening in the country, things that indeed affect the economy, and by extension, things that affect your money. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. If you want to get on our text message alerts mailing list, simply get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time and send that to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to SMS alerts list. You'll receive important news, important alerts about information that has the potential to impact your money. You'll also get information about any programs that we might release going forward. Now, if you want, you can also get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you'll get added to our email list. You can opt out of the SMS list or the email list at any point in time that you want. Also, remember that sometimes YouTube does not send out notifications on time. So simply within your browser, simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. Bookmark that on your browser and simply come back to our homepage and watch our videos at any point in time that you want. You can also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. You'll get exclusive news and content on Instagram. Also, I recommend that you follow us on Twitter. You'll get exclusive information, breaking news and alerts on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. So please make sure to follow us on Twitter as well. One of the things that I'm extremely proud about is our growing community. We are intelligent, the community is respectful, the community is bipartisan, the community is growing rapidly. So comment below and become a part of our growing community. You will be like a member of our family, and you might even make some new friends in our community. So come back to the Ignition Time channel, engage in the comment section below with other members of our community. Also, if you found this video helpful, please just share it with just 2 friends or family members. All I ask is you share the video with 2 friends or family members. You'll always find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. So make sure you check out our description section in case you want to dig deeper into the content that we release. Finally, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. That would be greatly appreciated. Gently ignite the like button, gently ignite that notification button, but do it gently. I don't want you to, oh no, I don't want you to crack your screen. That's not going to be fun. Please click the like button. That tells the YouTube algorithm that you found this content useful. I really appreciate you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.